I hate to break it to you all, ladies and gentlemen, but we've won Euro 2020. I don't think I'm being dramatic when I say we are the greatest footballing nation to ever exist.
Good morning, England! Tell us something your mum doesn't know. Yeah.
Oh. England beat Croatia 1-0 in our first Euros group stage match yesterday, thanks to a solitary goal from Raheem Sterling. If he only wants 2 out of his 3 forwards to actually contribute, he's got Raheem Sterling available as well. Always backed him. I always had faith in Raza, don't worry about it. I haven't even introduced myself. Welcome to MoreFTW. More football this week. We've already had one football this week, but I felt like I had to do a proper reaction to England's first group stage match, so we're here. If you've just found the channel because you've been enlightened in how amazing England are as a footballing nation, then do feel free to stick around, like the video if you enjoy, and subscribe if you are new. But like me, I'm sure a lot of you weren't necessarily too sold on Gareth Southgate's selection going into this one. No Jack Grealish in the starting 11, no Jadon Sancho in the whole squad, 2 right backs on the pitch at the same time, Kieran Trippier at left back. If it was socially acceptable for this man to choose Reece James and put him at attacking midfielder, he would slap him at number 10 in a heartbeat. Ben Chilwell may as well go and collect his passport and watch the rest of the tournament at home. And 2 goalkeepers on the bench, yet no Sancho. How many shots did he think we were going to face in this game? But despite all of that, what a performance it was, especially from some of the guys that may have been questioned in terms of their inclusion in the starting 11. Raheem Sterling struggled at times, but ultimately scored the winning goal. I thought Kieran Trippier did well to say he's not naturally a left back, and in situations where he would have been usually able to put the ball into the box, had to cut back because he would have been crossing with his weaker foot. Tyrone Mings looked like an actual centre back again, and crucially didn't kill anybody. And Kyle Walker, well, he was Kyle Walker. Very quickly it went from my immediate reaction of the starting 11 and the substitutes to absolute limbs absolutely everywhere.
Then plays it into Sterling! That will do nicely!
Fans all over the country were losing composure as soon as Raheem Sterling's strike hit the back of the net. There was a world record for pints of Stellas drunk by a nation in a singular minute. Fans in the stadium were injuring themselves left, right and centre as they flung themselves towards the pitch. Staggering! Jesse Lingard was watching the game in a pub alongside loads and loads of other England fans. I don't know why he's brought a parrot with him and why that parrot is sat on his shoulder though. And furthermore, I don't know why I now want one. No wonder it was such a cagey affair of a football match, because obviously parrots live in cages traditionally. Yeah, you're right, okay, that joke's just not gonna fly. If he's not careful, the parrot will. And he was on DJ duties by the end of the evening, on the 1s and 2s. Imagine going to watch England win an international tournament game and being DJ'd to by Jesse Lingard. The people at this rave, it was such a good time, they're now famous by association as well. I can't wait to hear the next tune that he's got lined up for everybody.
You got to hold and give, but do it at the right.
Maybe football shouldn't come home after all. Maybe that's probably for the best for everybody. But Jesse will have watched an unreal performance from his teammate Declan Rice in the holding midfield role, but even more so his midfield partner in crime, Calvin Phillips of Leeds United, who got the assist for the winning goal and just generally speaking ran the game and looked incredibly impressive in midfield. The guys made Ballon d'Or winner Luka Modric look like Jay from the In-Betweeners. If you didn't watch football, you would have thought this man was a Croatian dinner lady trying to dictate the play. I've not seen the likes, and I think that was mostly because we didn't really give him the chance to breathe. But genuinely, it looked like he was playing as the rest of the world against England in Soccer Aid instead. Hopefully it silences some of the doubters in terms of Calvin Phillips' inclusion in the squad. I personally didn't really mind that he was there. I didn't expect him to start the first game though, in fairness. But he came in and was so solid. If anything, Mason Mount was the quiet member of that midfield. He may well have pocketed every single person with a surname that ends in itch. But obviously this isn't the same Luka Modric from 2018. It's not the same Croatia from 2018 that knocked us out of the World Cup. So we do need to take this result with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Maybe not get ahead of ourselves ourselves just too quickly. I hate to break it to you all, ladies and gentlemen, but we've won Euro 2020. It's an aging Croatian squad. Obviously, Modric, I've just mentioned, even people like Brozovic and Perisic. There's no Mario Mandzukic anymore. They've got a very competent goalkeeper these days, but it's not the same as Daniel Subasic, who was a really great goalkeeper for Croatia for so long. And really and truly, I just don't think Croatia really tried to impose themselves on the game. There was a final 15 minutes in the first half where I was pretty stressed. I actually started the game clean shaven. But other than that, they didn't really look as if they were going to score. They didn't have an actual gilt edge opportunity. And I've seen a lot of people criticizing England fans for being too positive, but Croatia are still a good side, and they didn't have a single chance of any note during the course of the game. That's A, because it was pretty boring, but B, because we just restricted them and limited them to basically nothing. And that's without Harry Maguire in the side. He will improve that centre-back partnership immensely when he comes back from his injury. But yeah, Croatia didn't have much firepower or end product, and I think that was always going to be a thing as soon as Mandzukic was gone off the scene. But again, I still think we played as well as we needed to win the game. And we deserved to win the game. It wasn't a smash and grab. Foden hit the post. We came close from a free kick with Mason Mount. If Raheem Sterling had a bit more common sense in the final third, we probably would have created more chances with him running through on goal. And Harry Kane should have made it 2-0 pretty shortly after we scored the first. And to be fair to Harry Kane, he didn't really get into the game properly at any point. I saw him playing at DM for most of the first half. He's clearly far too distracted by the fact that he's in Fortnite now. At least he's turned up in one big game. The rest of the front three was alright. Foden hit the post and looked really bright in the first 10 minutes, but then didn't really do a huge amount after that. Raheem Sterling, I thought actually looked pretty bright, and I'm the first person to criticize Raheem, but a lot of people were saying that he was dead food. He won us the game for a start. B, his run making and interchanging play was pretty good. When he got into the final third a couple of times, he was really frustrating. I get that, and that's one thing he's been struggling with at City all season, but at least he got himself the goal. Hopefully that'll boost his confidence. He was interviewed by the BBC afterwards and looked buzzing after obviously getting that winning goal. With these headphones on, I'm not entirely sure what music he was listening to. I'm really looking forward to the UK media somehow managing to spin this story into him spending 1% over the market value on a new car. Jamaican black immigrant born in Jamaica fires violent dagger into the heart of Croatia in attack only likely to raise London city knife crime. Meanwhile, on Twitter, and these fans genuinely thought that the shadows created by the very infrastructure of Wembley Stadium was being dictated by the BBC on TV. These are absolutely the same people that thought COVID was started by Vodafone 5G. But I've got to say this again, and because it was the one thing I was really concerned about when I obviously knew we were going to play Croatia. We won the midfield battle pretty comfortably. I think Declan Rice was pretty integral to that, even though Calvin Phillips will get the plaudits, because just him sitting in that position alone can find any sort of space that Kovacic especially was going to find in between the lines. So that's also a testament to Gareth Southgate in picking two traditionally more defensive-minded midfielders. Impressive for a man who was just sat doodling in his notepad for half the game. But yeah, in my opinion, not a performance to scream home about, but a very solid one, and one that was good enough to be a good team. So we can take confidence in that going into Friday's game against Scotland. I'll cover that one properly in actual FTW, which unfortunately is going to have to wait until the end of next week. I'm talking Sunday. I know, I'm really sorry, but I've got like 3 days next week where I literally don't have any time to do any video work on my own channel, and they all fall in the middle of the week when FTW would normally be. So stick around until then, when I'll be talking about how much of dead food Scotland are. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.